The FEI Eventing Nations Cup is the world's only international team eventing series, contested over 8 legs across Europe and the USA. This Olympic sport, often described as an equestrian triathlon, demands the very best from horse and rider over 3 tests: dressage, jumping, and finally the highlight, cross-country. Over the series, teams from the top nations in the world of eventing will have travelled from Italy to Great Britain, Poland to the USA, France to Ireland, and Belgium to the Netherlands, in a bid to become the 2018 FEI Eventing Nations Cup champions. The opening leg came from Vairano horse trials in northern Italy, and it was the experienced French team led by Maxime Livio that came out on top. The series moved on to Houghton Hall in the United Kingdom for the second leg, and it was Germany that took 100 points for the win. In Poland, we saw the French victorious again, and it was that man, Maxime Livio, that once more sealed the win. Great Britain then claimed their first victory at Great Meadow in the USA, before France made it 3 wins from 3 events on home soil in Leg 5 in Arras-du-Pin. And remarkably, the French continued their 100% record with a 4th victory from 4 events in the 6th leg in Mill Street, Ireland, with Thomas Khalil their standout performer over the 3 days. So with just 2 events remaining, it looks like a straight fight between France and Great Britain for overall victory. Sweden are over 100 points behind in 3rd place, while Germany and the United States are still in contention after only 3 events each.
Thierry Touzin has put an emphasis on the Nations Cup this year. He really wants to win it. We've in the past used the circuit to test new combinations, young riders, young horses, but this year he really wanted to win it, and so far we're in the lead, quite close with the Brits in our heels, so we've got all to play for now.
France and Great Britain are among 8 nations competing for points in Leg 7 in Waregem. This medieval town in West Flanders has a proud history of hosting equestrian competition, with the picturesque Castle of Hemsrode the centrepiece of a stunning cross-country course.
People like to come here, first of all, with the young horses, the 6- and 7-year-olds in the 1- and 2-star. And then the 3-star horses, I think, is good, like Buclo is coming up, and it's quite undulating course here, and it's also good for fitness of the horses. We have dressage and show jumping at the Equestrian Centre on the race course in Waregem, where we have a lot of facilities, stabling, very good all-weather arenas now. This site is in the middle of the little town of Waregem, so we have to move like 8 kilometers to come here to this wonderful old place where there was an old castle. So we are lucky enough to be able to rent this place and organize our cross-country here.
The first phase of the competition was the dressage. The test consists of a series of compulsory movements at walk, trot and canter gaits, within a rectangular arena 60 metres long and 20 metres wide. To perform a good dressage test, the horse needs to be flexible and fluid. And the German quartet were to prove a class apart in the discipline. They won the event with Michael Jung on his non-Nations Cup horse Lennox 364, while the Nations Cup horses took 2nd, 5th and 6th places, as German entries claimed 8 of the first 11 positions. Julia Krajewski was best on Samurai Duteau with 24.6 penalty points, while Jung and Julia Meston both finished high up the standings, aboard Fischer Greenline and Grand Prix respectively. Best non-German Nations Cup rider was Sweden's Teresa Wiklund aboard Diabolique, who finished 4th, while Astier Nicolas was the best-placed French rider in 15th position. Confirmation of the standings after the dressage, and it's Germany who unsurprisingly lead the way on a point score of 78.9. They have a healthy advantage over Great Britain, with Sweden back in 3rd place. France are in 4th and have some work to do if they are to maintain their 100% point scoring record this year.
I'm very happy about Lennox. He did a nice test. I think there were still a few mistakes, but he's a very nice mover and a very, very nice dressage horse. That's the first 3-star I rode him, and I'm very happy so far. Fischer Greenline is also a nice horse. He's a bit younger, he has not so much experience. He did a few 3-star before, but he was always not really good with the conditions, so I think that's a very good place to make him more fit. Tomorrow is the jumping, and then we will see how it works.
Competitive equestrianism is very much a team effort, and the groom is a vital cog in the well-oiled machine that ensures the safety and comfort of horses as they travel around the globe.
It's a real passion what we do and more of a way of life. I love caring for the horses and getting them all ready and making them look really, really nice. And just making sure that they're safe and that they're relaxed, I think, has got to be a really important thing, is that the horses are really relaxed away from home, and I think they take security in having the same person caring for them all the time and having quite a small team around them. I think it really helps them. Say if we're going away on a Wednesday, I will arrive on a Tuesday and I'll prep the horses, get them bathed, trimmed up, make sure they're looking all pretty, and then set off the next morning with them. I stay there that night and then do the competitions all week and then go home once I'm done. Not really home a lot at the moment.
They really are very important to us. It's the middle person between us and the horse. If we're not there, we're doing other stuff. You know, when we bring them back after training, they look after them, they wash them, clean them, put their massage rods on, bandage them. It's all these little things that really make so much difference to how happy they are, how relaxed they are in themselves, and getting the best out of them at a competition as well. Having a calmness around them, knowing what their behaviour is like at competitions and at home, and it really does make a huge difference to us and to the horses. The team of the three of you works really well.
I've worked with horses for 12 years but done eventing for 6, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I absolutely adore what I do. It's a way of life and a complete passion for me. So as long as you're dedicated and you're hardworking and not a clock watcher, you'll be absolutely fine, and it's amazing. You'll have so much fun.
They absolutely love their job and they work such long hours, you know, crazy hours, especially with the competing and the travelling. They really do put their all into it and they absolutely love it. We just wouldn't be able to do it without them. They're very key to our success.
On to the second phase of competition, the jumping. A huge total of 101 riders took on the 12-obstacle course, although only 32 scores counted for the Nations Cup event. The time allowed was 76 seconds, and first rider out, Julia Krajewski, had no problems going under that target. In second position after the dressage, the German finished 5th on the day, going clear aboard Samurai Duteau in a time of 64.96 seconds to maintain her position in the standings. Team Germany maintained their strong position at the top, although they didn't dominate the jumping in the same way as the dressage, with Michael Jung still leading overall on his non-Nations Cup horse Lennox, while Jung and Julia Meston lie 4th and 5th overall after solid rounds. Best time of the day went to Joyce van der Kuylen of the Netherlands aboard her mount Brent, the pair blitzing the course nearly 9 seconds under the time allowed, recording 61.36 seconds to help lift the Dutch up to 4th. Great Britain remained Germany's nearest pursuer in the standings. Millie Dumas lies best individually for them. A steady jumping round lifted her up to 8th place, while the team collectively managed to hold off third-placed Sweden, who are still snapping at their heels. Germany's lead at the top is a healthy one, but it can all change in the deciding cross-country section, where 1,000 points are accumulated for an elimination. Great Britain head the chasing pack from Sweden, with the all-conquering French team dropping down to 6th after the jumping.
We had good jumping rounds. I think what's interesting, show jumping course was a little bit against the clock, like a normal show jumping, but yeah, I'm very pleased with these horses because some of the horses are younger horses. Every horse which goes here has another goal this year, another CCI, so I think we try to make a quick round, get the horses fit here with the hills for the next competition.
Day 3 and the concluding cross-country section. A total of 24 obstacles would be negotiated over an undulating course of just under 4,000 metres, while persistent rain would also make for stamina-sapping conditions, providing a true test for both horse and rider alike. We join our commentator Spencer Sturmey with Malin Josefsson of Sweden on course.
Johansson with Golden Midnight, and they bring forward a two-phase score 36.9. The Swedish team currently in the team standings. They're sitting pretty well in third place. Very close behind Great Britain on 93.9, the Swedish team. 92.4 is Great Britain as Malin comes to the first of those combination fences at the rails at 4, 5 and 6. We walk this on the two strides. It's a long two strides to a short two, making that look nice and easy. As they gallop away downhill now, they drop downhill slightly through the tree line and on to the Oxer at 7. There is now Julia Krajewski, Samurai Toe at the big ditch and hedge, 12 and 13. They come back now towards the hayfields. Combination 14A, 14B. And through there nicely on the four strides, and still keeping up a really good gallop as they go through the trees. Into the woods they go, through the water and out over the brush is the first to go trailblazer, Julia Krajewski. Julia Krajewski and Samurai Toe crossed the line. 7 minutes and 12 seconds.
I was first one to go, so I think that was quite lucky for the team, and my horse Samurai Toe did a super job, and I think we are the quickest so far, but we certainly had the best ground. And it's, yeah, right now it stopped raining, but it really poured down all morning and did make it easier for the ones to come now.
Malin Johansson through the last of the waters, splashing through the exit and onto the penultimate fence. Malin Johansson and Golden Midnight stop the clock. There is the first to go for Great Britain. It is Flora Harris. Flora with Amazing, being led in by Philip Searle, chef de keep of the Nations Cup team here in the final few seconds of countdown. Amazing owned by Flora's mother, Caroline Harris, and Sue Nichols. 14-year-old grey mare by Adelante. And they bring forward a dressage and show jumping score of 33.2, lying in 29th place individually, but the team sitting in second. Flora the drop score from the first two phases. So she goes away on to the second. 3 really nice fences just to get these horses into a stride before the first of the combination, separately numbered at 4, 5 and 6. You can just see how wet it is here. When we walked the course on Wednesday, when we all arrived, the ground was pretty firm. But the rain was forecast, storm conditions. Yeah, beautifully through 4, 5, 6. Amazing Flora Harris. They gallop towards the Oxer at 7. Flora Harris at that big drop hedge. The brush at 12, now the leap at 13. Can't quite see it from our camera angle, but there she jumps out over it. Very big ditch in front of that hedge. Makes her way now on this left-handed curve back towards the hayfield at 14A and 14B. 24 numbered fences out there on this 3,990 metre course with the optimum time 7 minutes. The fastest so far is that of Julia Krajewski and Samurai Toe for Germany. 4.8 time, 29.4 is the score to beat so far.
Dan bij de finish voor zij hier zijn debuut op 3-sterren niveau. En nu rijdt hij wederom.
There's Flora Harrison, amazing for Great Britain, jumped the half-hour hole at 22C. It is Flora Harrison, amazing, the first to go for Great Britain. She crosses the line. Really good round for the trailblazer for Great Britain. As Nicolas Touzon comes 2.456. Ooh, had to ride really strong at the middle parts. We catch up with Nicolas Touzon and Wendy Glojac. Coming down to the parallel bars at 18. Sees a really good stride there.
Die kunnen een mooie grote afstand naar voren maken zonder dat ze dan ook...
Nicolas Touzon and Wendy Glojac at the last of the waters, jumps through the owl hole. Nicolas Touzon and Wendy Glojac, they jump the last. So good round for the French team. That is Mikhail Young and Fisher Green Line. So he is away from the start over the first two fences. Fisher Green Line, Michael only been riding this year, this horse, with already two CIC 3-star runs. Made a run at Arvich and then clear at Jardy in July. Well, Mikhail Young and Fisher Green Line down to 14. Stands well off the box. Beautiful bit of riding. He is a master across the country. You hardly see him move.
Dat betekent dat op dit moment van de combinaties die gestart en gefinished zijn aan de leiding staat Maxime Lamprecht met Felix Roses op 55-2. Op de tweede plaats Hilde van Mieghem en Zidane en op de derde plaats Julia Smith.
Well, Mikhail Young, Fisher Green Line coming to the last. This is a crucial round for Team Germany. They're out in front. Will they stay out in front? Away from the start, Millie Dumas for Great Britain. Britain's third rider out then. Artistique, she rides for Ellie Guy and herself. 20th at the Young Rider European Championships in Jardy 2013, 4th in the CCI Under-25 3-star at Bramham in 2015, 7th at Tattersalls in the CIC 3-star this year, and 9th at Mill Street as well over in Ireland. This lady's on fire, she's got some good form, and she's got a very good horse underneath her, Artistique. At the first of the waters, sees a really good shot up over the angle, the triple arrowhead brush. Millie Dumas, well, that one of the bogey fences behind them. It is the combination at 17 A, B and C, and they jump beautifully out over the big parallel bar at 18, disappear in the trees to 19 A, B, C.
In 2017 werd ze nog derde in de vierster van
Back into the water, Millie Dumas, Artistique. If Millie can be quick across the country, this could be a really good round for her. As Millie Dumas jumps the last, that'll be an interesting time as well.
I'm sat on a really, really good horse. He's a fantastic jumper in whatever ground you put him in. I wouldn't want to be sat on anything else going round in mud like that. So yeah, I guess just put it down to experience. You need a very genuine horse to go and jump around some of those fences. So I'm over the moon with him.
Well, away from the start goes Sarah Bullimore. Sarah riding Valentino the Fifth. Valentino the Fifth, owned by Mr. and Mrs. Chris Gillespie and Sarah herself. 16 years old now, Valentino, Completed Burley on 2 occasions, 11th at Po in 2017, where Sarah also finished 2nd with Rêve de Rouet. That was last year. She's a lady with really good form. Astier riding Alert de Malabor. Alert de Malabor, since the start of his international career, this 8-year-old hasn't finished outside of the top 10 in his 6 starts. Winner of the World's Young Horse Championships last year at Le Lion d'Angers. Astier himself, team gold and individual silver from the Rio 2016 Olympic Games, and the winner of Po, the CCI 4-star, back in 2015. A man on a mission. He recently moved back to France, and with Alert de Malabor, he is very keen to maintain the lead of the French Sarah Bullimore. Valentina V in and out of the first of the waters at 11.
De tijd van George van der Kuilen en Brent. En dat betekent 16,4 strafpunten voor de Nederlandse combinatie en een eindscore van 52,3.
Astier Nicolas with Alert de Malabor at 14A, 14B. Sarah Bullimore and Valentina V for Great Britain at the final water. Jumps in well, out well, back onto dry ground. 2 fences left to jump. This girl's hungry. Here she comes to the penultimate fence, Valentina V. So now just the last. Philip Searle, chef de keep of the British team. He's there watching Sarah come home. And clear of the last. Astier Nicolas with Alert de Malabor. Alert de Malabor with Astier. They jump the big oxer, come into the trees, leaving just a few fences between them and home.
42.8 for Sarah Bullimore, putting her in the top 10 provisionally, 8th position at the moment. And we still have to wait for the scores of France for the Nations Cup.
Astier Nicolas then, he's the last out on course. He can afford a few time penalties. He could go into 2nd place. He knows that as well. He's pressing all the way home. Impressive round from this young man. Kept a cool head. Well, what a competition we've had.
It proved all change on the final day. Despite Julia Krajewski recording the fastest time and winning the individual competition, the consistency of the Great Britain quartet meant they came out on top in the final reckoning. France moved up to 2nd place after a superb cross-country phase, with Germany finishing 3rd. Sweden were best of the rest in 4th position.
Flora started very well, and she got us off to a good start. And then it rained and it rained and it rained, and Millie pulled one out of the bag in the wet, and Sarah with the old boys just finished really well with old Valentino. So I think we've sort of snuck it just at the very end. So yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that going forward to make it very interesting in Buccolo. I think the French are in 2nd, so as the series goes, that's just 10 points between us, 1 place. So it's all going to go down to the wire.
Confirmation of those final standings, and with just 10 points between the top 2, the equation is now simple. Either France or Great Britain will be crowned FEI Nations Cup eventing champions in Buccolo in the Netherlands, with Sweden or Germany set to battle it out for 3rd place. Join us next month for the conclusion of this thrilling competition. From me, Jonathan Booth, and the rest of the team, it's goodbye for now.